Cuckoo. I'm right here at MESS in Melbourne, and it's my great pleasure to be playing the Yamaha DX1 for the first time in my life. And I thought that the Yamaha DX1 should be really difficult to operate, because that's the rumor. But I find it not to be the case. I find it to be very hands-on and fun, to be honest. So I just want to give you a little rundown on how it works. Maybe play a few presets first and then show you briefly the layout of this whole thing. This is an FM synthesizer, and FM means frequency modulation, where one operator, a sound generating little piece of code, is modulating the frequency of another frequency operator little piece of code, and together you can create a series of modulations, creating really cool changes in timbres and pitch and harmonics. So let's start out by just playing a few patches here. Let's see. Nice. I think the most widely known kind of sound from the Yamaha DX line would be these kind of bell-like keyboards that you heard from pop songs in the 80s and 90s. Or kind of more slap basses kind of sounds. I'm not sure if I could find anyone. I don't know, I couldn't find anyone. But Seinfeld kind of bass lines, that kind of stuff. But it's amazing what you can do with FM synthesis. I'm a real nerd when it comes to FM synthesis. I love it. So I want to give you a short and brief explanation of how it works. You've got it's 6 operators. So 6 little oscillators that generate a pitch that could be sent to another operator, that could in turn be sent to another operator. And the way that these are sent towards each other and frequency modulating each other is determined by the layout here. This is called an algorithm, and actually it's very easy to determine what algorithm it is. You can see this. Okay, operator 1. Every operator that is on the bottom row is called a carrier, and that's because it's typically carrying the pitch, the perceived pitch. All of the other ones, like operator 6, 5, 4, are modulating each other in a straight row down to carrier 3. At the same time, this is a different kind of line. Operator 2 is modulating carrier 1. And there's a little dot there. That means that in this type of algorithm number 2, this is also having a feedback. That means that it's modulating itself, so that is creating a noise, sort of, when you do it at a loud level. So let's kind of build our own sound here. I'm going to start with a patch that is typically not very where there's not much modulation going on. So let's find one, like an organ or something. How about this one? Cool. I'm gonna take this one. You can see in this case, there is almost no modulation going on. It's all carriers, and each carrier is having its own pitch, and that's the way most organs typically work. There's just one little modulation going on there. In fact, we can start by turning them off one by one. Let's turn off operator 6 first. Boop. We can hear subtly that this has the attack. Operator number 6 there is creating a sort of attack. So when turned off, that kind of attack disappears. So let's turn off number 5 there. Number 4, number 3, 2, silent. So let's first of all change it to a different algorithm. I'm gonna edit this. I press this edit compare button here to start editing this, and then things start to flash a little bit here. So first of all, I want to change operator 1, and I want to change the algorithm to a more exciting one with lots of modulation. So lots of vertical lines. So let's press algorithm, go to the data entry here, and select which algorithm I want. I can conveniently see exactly how they're kind of routed and connected. For instance, this one, that could be nice. Maybe this one. Cool. So in this case, we have 2 lines of modulation here, 2 carriers, modulation, modulation, carrier. And we can see there's one there, like this operator 5 is also modulation. This guy, so it's kind of, no, hold on a second, it's not modulating this guy, there's no line there. So this one has 2 modulation sources, which could be exciting. Cool, so I'm gonna start by focusing on operator 1 there and kind of build my way up there. Maybe take one line at a time. So operator 1, select. Okay, it's a nice sound. Whatever is flashing here is what I can change with the data entry. So I'm gonna go to the envelope here to kind of make it a typical envelope. This is, like today, typically what we see is ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release. It's similar, but it's not quite exactly the same. We got 2, it's like the entry value, I think, and then the time to reach that value, or to reach the next value. I'm not really sure, but we'll figure it out. So I would like this to be dying out. So let's move to this value there, lower that value. It's flashing, data entry. That happened in a blink. We could just hear that a little snap there. So we're gonna make, I think it's this one, and make that one slower. If that one doesn't work, I'm gonna make that one slower. So let's see. Yeah, this. We could already see, or hear rather, the advantage of having a more advanced envelope. It's going from this value, which is it reaches in no time, then it's going down to this value, and then it's ramping up to the next value. So we have kind of 2, this is the sustain, but this is, you've got this going on now. And we could dial in the release time there. Cool. Let's see if I can kill that somehow by just... Okay, I think maybe I killed it. Cool, like this. Okay, I like it. One thing we're going to do now is move over to operator 2 there, turn it on, move to it, and I'm going to dial in some values on it. Right now we can see over here the output level of operator 2 is at maximum force. That means it's modulating operator 1 there as much as it can. I'm going to select the output level of operator 2 and see. Anyone interested in FM synthesis could easily hear, when they hear that kind of particular sound, they could tell, oh, it's an FM synthesizer, because that is the type of sound you can generate with FM synthesis. So what about changing the pitch and the frequency of the operator 2 there? Let's do that to see what it does to the sound. So I'm selecting chorus here on operator 2. Cool. How about make the attack slow on that one? Let's see, it starts there. Or even delay it like that. That's kind of fun. Cool, I like it. Let's move on to operator 3 then and start to kind of dial in and complete our sound. That is kind of a little bit higher in pitch. That is not, that is, yeah, I like that. Nice, I'm gonna dial down the volume of that a little tad. Move up there. Operator 4, how is it modulating? Currently like that. Maybe I'll dial down the That's nice. Let's change the velocity, change the velocity. I like it. Let's move on to number 6 there. 6 is the one with feedback, so let's see how that behaves. This is the beauty of FM. You create these mysterious timbres and mysterious frequencies, and it just, to me, it kind of lures me into this separate world. It has this sort of alien vibe to it that I really like to be in. Okay, number 5. That's the last one we haven't touched yet. Which is, so now we've got 2 modulation sources going into number 4 there. So number 5. What's it doing? Creating this hiss attack. Could be a velocity. yeah, so this is our sound. Yeah, something like that. So this is the Yamaha DX1. The workflow, I mean the principles, they still stand to this day of virtually every FM synthesizer is available today. Some are much more simplified, but the ideas and the way it all works behind the scenes is virtually the same as this. So if you've got a good understanding of this, you will understand every FM synth out there.